Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here. My name is Alexandra Begue, and I have a passion for innovation, as probably many of you in the room today. And I also have a passion for building things that matter, for people, for society. And that's exactly the reason why I joined the SAP Innovation Center Network, which is a team based in Potsdam, but also globally. And we are working on transformative innovation. And so today, this is me sharing with you insights on what's going on behind the scenes of creating transformative products. And I would like to share with you these insights because I'm working in this team and I can see it from my perspectives, but I also collected some insights from different people in the team so that you can get a broad perspectives on how do we think about innovation today and about building the future of enterprise software. Okay, so this is a picture taken in Potsdam, the innovation center there. And what we are doing is that we're exploring new technologies and concepts. And so with the team, we are exploring these new technologies in a way that we're asking ourselves, how do these technologies work? And how can we use these technologies in a business context? And so we are developing all of the new solutions and technologies on our SAP BTP platform, which is the business technology platform with all of the innovations that we're creating related to the future of business processes, the future of business decisions, and the future of business collaboration. And so here, we're working on these technologies, and of course, you might wonder, what are we going to talk about? And so I thought about the people that could be in the room today, and I thought that there's probably startups with us today, probably customers, probably innovation representatives. And so you're probably wondering what SAP has in mind about building the future of enterprise software. And how do we think about technology as a whole with everything changing on the market currently? And what is our opinion related to AI? And so for startups, maybe you're interested to understand also what did we learn working with customers? And how do we actually work with them? And how can you maybe access these large enterprise customers? And for you, maybe customers in the room, maybe you're interested to know how to collaborate with us and become a forerunner in your industry and being able to test and try these new technologies. So today, I would like to answer all of these questions, but if there's many other requests, don't hesitate to take these questions during the Q&A at the end. And so first of all, how are we thinking about technology and the future of enterprise software? I was mentioning that our team is developing new technologies and exploring these new technologies, but there's many of them. There's many of them. We have quantum computing, we have next-gen AI, we have composability, we have blockchain and Web 3.0, and many other technologies. But today, I would like to focus with you on AI. And why did I choose to focus on AI? Because myself working with customers and also very connected to my colleagues working on the field with many other customers, this is the question, what is at the top of customers' mind? People are thinking about AI more than ever today, and there's a lot going on this topic. And so this is why I thought that it could be interesting for you to get some perspectives of how do we think about artificial intelligence. And here is what I wanted to share with you. We're thinking about AI from three different perspectives. We're thinking about how to infuse large language model technologies into our new and our existing innovations first. Then a second thing is we're thinking about how to create new applications of these large model technologies and how to build new business models with customers. And then last but not least, also we're thinking about AI on exploring how far we can push this technology. Well, and starting first with infusing large language model technology. This morning, or maybe at noon, you were there, and we were having a session with Martin Heinrich, who's the director of New Ventures Technologies, which is a department that we are part of. And so he was explaining the business decision simulator, which is one of our flagship projects that we're working on. And this business decision simulator is a business intelligence tool that can help customers to better plan the future, considering a vast amount of uncertainties. And so what we realized, talking to a lot of C-levels, being CEO, CFOs, there's actually a lot of questions regarding making decisions, taking into account things that we cannot control on a daily basis, being inflation, being the price of energy, being the price of raw materials that is constantly changing, or maybe disruption in the supply chain. And so we thought about creating a tool that will enable customers to plan for the future of their business, considering all of these different uncertainties. So this is the planning of the future with Business Decision Simulator, and we're definitely thinking about how to infuse large language models in this existing technology. And we're working with more than a dozen of customers already who are using our tool and testing it and giving us feedback so that we can improve and learn also from our customer requirements. Then the second thing is about how to think about creating new applications with large language models. And so if we take the example of analytics, right? We are all used to have these dashboard reports where you have all the insights that you need for your business. And this is already something that you have in hands. I even remember myself joining SAP in 2016 and trying to sell the digital boardroom to many customers. And today, we are actually not only thinking about how to improve that, but also thinking about how can we create new applications of these large language models that we could actually use to create a different experience for the user, meaning that you don't go on your dashboard and see the insights, but there's so many data, so many things that the system can take into account, and that so many data that can be combined. So what is the data that you actually need? And that's a huge problem. And we're trying to solve this problem by actually, creating this smart, intelligent analytics agent that will be part of the tool, and where you could ask questions, ask queries, and have this tool intelligently working for you and delivering you the answers to the questions that you have. So it's not only about just passively watching this dashboard, but it's actually proactively getting the information that you need very rapidly, in a nutshell. And then last but not least, we're exploring how far we can push these technologies. And there's so many questions that we still have that are going a little bit further than those that I already shared. And so we're working with universities to try to solve these matters. And we're, for example, thinking about how can we use large language models to actually get benefits and get insights with structured data. Large language models works really well with unstructured data, and that's what we see happening today. But how can we think about having them working well also with structured data? So all of these questions, and now I would like to share a little bit more about what do we do with customers. So what are our customers' expectations, and how do we drive adoptions of these new solutions that we are creating. So first of all, working with many customers, we realized that there's 3 main requirements that come back and forth, and these requirements are data privacy, ethics and legal considerations, as well as commercial considerations that are coming on the table. And so it's obvious that customers want to keep their data private, right? They want to have their data protected, and if we work with these large language models, how can we make sure that this data is not recalled by these models, but actually safe, and that customer can trust this technology? Ethics and legal, it's because we see that large language model can help also generate code, but we can ask ourselves, does that belong to me, actually? Is that something that I can reuse? Is that something that is legally my IP? And so these are concerns that customers are having today, and also thinking about how to commercialize these new things that we're creating, going beyond the legal level. And so also we know that using large language models technologies are very expensive, and that's something that customers are considering as well. And there's so many use cases that we can think of. So taking all of these customers' expectations, we are, of course, trying to solve this problem in different ways. So now, let's take the time to tell you more about how are we trying to solve these challenges with customers. First, we are working on technologies to address these challenges. And I'm thinking more particularly about communication intelligence, which helps actually the large language models to be protected, and to bring that protection that customers are looking for. And we do this by providing an underlayer platform that enable customers to actually protect their data and still use and do what they want to do to solve their big issues and business problems that they have. We are also collaborating hands in hands with customers, and I've put there on the slide the typical process that we're going through when creating a new product at SAP. So here we're starting the conversation with customers, trying to embark them and tell them like how much value this can have for them to work with us. And by working with us on these explorative technologies, they're probably, forerunners in the industry because no other customers are using it yet. And this makes them, the first adopters of these technologies, early adopters, and they use it for free. And so they obviously get all of the benefits of using this technology for free until this gets actually incubated in the portfolio and becomes, live and ready to sell. So we're really having this, this approach with customers where we're not trying to sell at all. We're trying to understand, the business context, the different requirements, and also the different use cases that customers are interested in, so that we can focus on what really matters. And we can see, for example, that sustainability is a topic these days. A lot of customers are having sustainability at the top of their mind. And this is why we're probably focusing, half of our use cases on that specific topic. So we're starting the conversation and showing what we have in mind to customers. So it's usually a mock-up. And we try to understand if customers envision this product. So trying to collect very rough first feedback with customers to see, how can we get this product more mature with them, and they help by collecting their feedback and improving it. The second step is the proof of concept, and it's really to check the technical feasibility so that customers can start using it, but it's, it's just the very first level. Then we move to the next level, which is the pilot. So here we have a more full experience to provide to customers, and they can actually test this technology, which is in a non-productive environment, but enough to actually see if this is working on that specific use case that we're working on. And then last but not least, it's the final product, right? Because this is eventually how we want to get there. We really want to, start really broad and have a big vision, and then converge to a final product which has the minimum valuable value for customers. And I wanted also to add this feedback loop step, because this is kind of all the time, a loop that we are trying to be with customers, as we have many technologies to try and test. And this is not only about one project, right? But we're trying always to, embark more people and more customers in our journey, collecting more feedback on all of the projects that we're doing. Well, I want also to take the opportunity today to make a call to action. And so I was mentioning, right, if there are startups in the room, we are actually collaborating with startups. And I wanted to mention especially that we're not doing that alone, right? We're working with partners who are helping us to spread this across customers and who can support also with implementation. We are working with startups acting as partners as well, and usually these are advanced startups, mature startups, scale-ups, startups that have a strong opinion on what they're doing and the area that they're playing with, and that could be complementary to what SAP is doing. And so if you're a startup in the room, don't hesitate to come to me if you have questions, if you want to learn more about how to collaborate together with SAP. You can also meet Azad in the booth over there. And if you're a customer in the room and you're excited about collaborating with us, learning more about what we're doing and the different projects, and collaborating with us, exploring these new technologies, then don't hesitate to reach out to me. This is my details contacts, and you can find me on LinkedIn and via email. And in this room, also, I will be there at the SAP booth by the end of the day. And I wanted to conclude also on another fact today. I am not only working at SAP, I'm also working in La French Tech. As you can hear, maybe I'm French. And so if there's other French in the room that wants to connect and that are working in tech, working in startups, and want to join this network and ecosystem of people trying to support entrepreneurs to bring their business to the next level, then don't hesitate to connect with me, and I will tell you more about how to join this community. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Alexandra. We still have time for a couple of questions, perhaps. If anyone wants to, please just raise your hand and we'll bring a mic to you. There is a question here.
Hi. Could you maybe tell us about one of your most memorable collaborations with customer, and why was it so memorable?
Yeah, thank you very much for asking. So I was mentioning about the business decision simulator tool that we're working on earlier in this presentation. And I think my most memorable collaboration was with Merck, which is a customer that we're collaborating with on this technology. And we are working with them on a trade margin use case, where they actually want to see how can we, readapt the prices of what we sell, considering the uncertainties that are happening on the market. And so these uncertainties are related to the price of energy, which is constantly changing, and especially in different countries. And this company is obviously international. They have more than 3,000 products. And it's very hard for them to see, the links between these different products and what are the relationships and how is this affecting the final price. And having our solution really was a game changer for them, because they now can make analysis and what-if scenarios in maybe a day or a few hours, whereas in the past they would take probably several weeks or months to do so and collect all this information from different departments and also from the market itself, because these informations are also out there. So collaborating with them was a game changer for them, but also for us, because we learned so much from this use case, and we're trying to bring all this knowledge also to other customers that we're working with now.
Any other questions? If it's a brief one, we have time. If not, we will have to move on to the next talk. So don't be shy, raise your hand. Here we go.
Okay.
Can any type of startups work with SAP?
Sorry?
Can any type of startups work with SAP?
So that's a good question as well. So we are definitely working with a lot of startups from different industries, different type of life of businesses that they're focusing on. But what is very important to understand is, what is the area they're working on, and if it's a new area, then it's even more exciting and interesting for us. And then it's to see how can we be compatible, like how can we work together and leverage what we are already working on and what this startup is working on and bring that together. So it's a very on a case-by-case basis, and this is why we like to engage, on an individual basis with startups to see if there's ways to collaborate together and to what extent.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Have a nice day.